Yo, yo, yo. I jumped on this other one. If you can hear me, yo. My phone's working way better. It might be this computer. So, if you can hear me, I jumped over on, if you want to bug out for a minute, I'll be up for a little bit longer. Um, what up, Gary? Gary, I just told everybody else. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm going to get on this other thing. What up, Dialon Stanton? Hold on a second. I'm over here, y'all. Check it out. It's working on my other phone now. Much better. So, feel free to jump over on that. It says here now. So, what up, Dylan Stanton? What's going on?
Who's in the building?
Just waiting for a couple people from the other room to show up. See if this turns into another dance party. You're talking about weird shit. And goblins. Oh, here we go. You over here now. Nice. Nice. Good, good, good. Yeah, I don't know what. This is working way better. Yeah. I don't know. It's what are we talking about? Anything y'all want to? Dylan, I've never seen you around these parts before. What you want to get into? What you want to know about? it, you get to talk to the Tsar of the gods, the infinite portal of all the wisdom, an encyclopedia of everything esoteric and strange and wonderful about the world. Anything, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's working way better out here. I think it's just my other computer was a little funky. Okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, what up, AT? Okay. Winston's in here now. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. And I think you know what I think it was doing that because it didn't want me to have to hold that damn computer. Hopefully, oh there we go. Oh there we go, Zenra. What are we gonna talk about? Some archons and shit. Archons and portals and. AC, what up? What up? Dylan, yeah, we'll get that in a second. Let me dip into in the Cassini sounds. Let's dip into that blood over intent real quick, man. I'm gonna give the short version of the long talk that I've given often on that. Um, all magic, all magic uses primarily intention and focus, and then you get into what would be the forces outside of time and space, and then using bodily fluids. All bodily fluids have a certain degree of energy in them. The idea that the blood is the highest form of energy to be used in magic isn't true. It's not true. Semen is. You don't semen and an egg of a woman, those things. That's what creates life. Blood is secondary. It's a very close second. But the distillation of everything in your system, the distillation of your blood and everything in your system, the highest order of you is semen. And when you connect that also to what it takes to pull semen out of the body, not only is it a pleasurable act, but it's more intense. To take blood out of the body is simple, and it's not very pleasurable. So there's a connection there as well to the type of magic. Again, there's no good or bad in magic. There's just focus and intention. Now, as far as, let's see, you asked basically warnings and recommendations. It's the same warning I give as not even a warning. It's just an FYI. If you're gonna play with magic, it'd be the same way of saying to a child, hey, here, go drive this car. Well, You'd first want to teach the kid about driving the car, and then you probably wouldn't let them drive the Ferrari immediately, especially if it's a 5-year-old kid. And the idea of someone doing blood over intent, doing blood ritual magic, high level occulted magic, straight out the box because they think they're going to bring heaven to earth, is very, very misguided, and is basically akin to never teaching a child to drive that's 5 years old and then throwing them the keys to a Lamborghini that isn't even a standard model, that is actually an automatic, so they can actually get it going and you can crash that shit, and it's not a good idea. However, if you are very skilled and understand the what magic is and how it works, then have fun with it, and it will, again, it will work. Again, it's not like, you know, it's not like a kid that's 5 couldn't drive a Lamborghini. Maybe they could, and it's not like something won't come about of it. But when you don't even have most of people that got in this, what they did is they used it as a reactionary method. They said, I want to fix the world because the world sucks. I'm going to cut myself and bring heaven to earth. Well, first of all, you don't even know what earth is. Second of all, you surely don't know what heaven is. And you think that you're going to write your name on a piece of paper saying you're going to bring heaven to earth? Well, I'm going to need to know what you think heaven is. And you're going to need to tell me a little bit more about what do you know about your blood? When's the last time you cut yourself or something? You're going to cut yourself? You're going to cut yourself to make the world better? That's already misguided in so many ways. You're going to bleed for the world? It makes no sense, right? I mean, but we get into like blood brothers, and there's energy and power in blood, all of this. But the majority of people that got into this, they have no idea. They wanted a quick fix to a very complicated issue, a very complex equation, which is essentially their consciousness and their life. What do they think? They're going to cut themselves and then 7 billion people on the planet are going to magically be awesome, and the powers that be are going to be eliminated, and the economic system is going to be fixed or collapse, and all of the pharmaceutical drug companies are going to go under, and the entire thing's just going to... That was literally probably everyone's thought. And they wanted 7 billion people to change, yet they're probably sitting there after they cut themselves and did a blood over intent, sitting there still consuming the shitty ass stupid things they eat, still going through the weak ass mindsets that they have, still judging and qualifying everything about life, and having no real understanding or understanding or obviously connection to the magical arts and the larger realms of who the Archons are, what this focus is, what this entire life is. So, yeah, in all of that, I think the 5 or 6 videos I made on it, that I got a lot of flack and grief from people that did. Okay, we back. Sorry about that. So, I took most of those down because I just didn't, like, you can't teach a child that's already done something stupid how to, like, get out of it or whatever. Like, and to me, it was like, if you just did a blood over intent to bring heaven on earth and you don't want anybody to be left out, yet they're going to sit there and talk shit to me, it made me go, did you already, you missed the lesson completely. You just did a blood over intent that everyone's your brother and you want everybody to feel love and be happy. And they're sitting there talking shit to me, someone that is actually practicing. They're like, I'm a practicing, like, no, I'm well beyond, I'm well beyond practicing magic. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to sit here and be like, tell you anything deeper than that right now about, hey, I'm a fucking Archon, I'm a god. What do you want me to do with this? But then to find these people that I'm telling you how the automobile works. I'm telling you even further than how the automobile works, but how it's made, who made it, and what the purpose is. And do you think you can drive this in all of this traffic out here? But with all that being said, yeah, I say if you want to do blood magic, before you do that, go ahead and understand what sweat magic is. Does anybody even know what that is? Do they even know that exists? You're out here spilling your blood for something you don't know anything about. Do you know about ejaculate magic? Do you know about spit magic? Do you know about I mean, how far can we go this? What other bodily fluids? You know about urine magic? You ever done urine magic? I mean, all these things, right? So those are the basic places to start. Why don't you start with something easy, something that you would do anyways? You know, if you would bleed for something, would you sweat for something? You know, have you ever done tear magic? Blood, sweat, and tears. Tears are more powerful than blood. Why? Because you can't fake tears. You have to really feel yourself into tears. You can easily stick yourself in the finger with a needle and go, "Fuck this world, it's terrible. I'm gonna fix it by saying 5 fancy words and bleeding on a page." What are you, fucking Harry Potter? Give me a break. Like, you think out of nowhere that's just what's gonna happen? Uh, I mean, yeah, I'm, you know, watch whoever doesn't know, look through all my videos, like, and ask anybody that follows my shit. Like, they'll tell you right away what I am and what I do with magic. But the point is, like, this is people. These are low level people that have no idea. So, I try to bring people through the ranks and the understanding, not that there's ranks outside of them, of their own consciousness, to say, hey, do you think that's what you need to be doing? Because if you're actually a true magician, you wouldn't need to be bleeding for something. You could change the world without any of that. You could change the room. You could change the world sitting in a chair using your mind, because your mind is more powerful than anything. Because we live in a meta realm. So everybody out here, we're living in an illusion. We're living in a matrix. Well, if you're living in an illusion in a matrix that's created by some mind or computer, what the fuck does your blood have to do with anything? Why wouldn't you change the matrix with your mind or a computer then? You know? But again, back to the thing, you know, yeah, blood can be used for magic, so just know what you're doing. And again, and you know, getting back to you doing it, if it's working well, man, and you're getting something good out of it, and hey, I don't know, maybe that's why you came here. I don't know. Maybe you need to know a little more about magic, you know, and how that works. But and Dylan Stanton, can I speak about the Galactic Federation of Light? That's funny. That word just came up a couple days ago. Who was it that brought that up? I think it might have been somebody that was connected to Arcturus Ra. I never met any of the cats. I don't know. No, you know who it was? Oh, how funny, Dylan. You know who it was? It was Rich 2150X. Do you know who that is? He was speaking. He was speaking about that. Do you know Rich? And that's funny. I'd watched a lot of his videos a while back. He's a cool cat. I like him. I like his style. He's his own unique little creature. He's a funny old dude. Um, But no, I can't really speak on the Galactic Federation of the Light because I've never met any of them. I don't never did any research on it. Haha. And I'm not Australian. Oh, you asked AT. That's funny because I say mate all the time, especially in like whenever I'm signing off or something. That's very funny. Or I'll say cheers. Cassini sounds. Hey Zen Rock, give me a little background on what is the Cassini sounds. It's something that I feel like I've heard before, the word, but I don't know specifically, so I can't really dig in too deep on that. So I'm back a little far, guys. So I'm still at 148 reading comments. Dylan, so hopefully that answered some of your questions you might have had about blood over intent. Zet Chrono Quasi sounds fucking crazy. You know, he threw me off later on in the shit. I think he had what is called a Jerusalem syndrome. You know, once you realize you're kind of like God, you kind of wild out on it. You know, a lot of his stuff in the beginning and he was putting out there was really solid, and a lot of people say I even had a lot of similar ideas and theories, but you know, he got to the point where he could see how fucked up everything's were, and he thought that there was a quick fix, not realizing the whole larger scope of things. You know, what are you gonna drive your boat to the North Pole and jump in. I mean, come on, guys. Your spine is the pole. You are where you are, and you're everything. You're already God. You're where you need to be, and you just need to navigate your own being. Defining Archon, it's just an arc. It's a space in between spaces. It holds a giant space of energy. It's what you'd call a giant, basically. And I kind of did this in the last video, but it's like a force in between spaces. Like if you were to think of what a sound is and what a smell is, a sound is measured in a frequency, and so is a smell. One is like, say, 6,000 hertz, and the other is like 60,000 megahertz, right? What's in between those spaces? How can a smell be a sound, as well as a color? A color is a frequency. How can they all be the same thing? And what is actually dividing that space up? Why don't they blend together? How can a dog hear a sound you can't? And where is that point that the next thing starts to occur? What's the differentiation between my eyes and my ears? There's something going on with archonic force that's holding space in between there. Cool, AT. I'm glad you got that, man. Dylan Stanton, Rich 2250X. Dude, he's real cool. AT, I'm glad that I could blow the mind away a little bit. What up, Gary? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so while my mind is doing this, feel free to jump in a little deeper if you want anything else. If you want to know anything else about that. Yeah. If that is, whenever there's something to do with NASA, I immediately just have to go, I don't know. I can't trust you. You cried wolf too many times. What's your motivation? What are you trying to control? Who are you trying to lie to? What are you trying to get out of us? You know? But yeah, Zen Ra, there obviously is a major connection between all of the harmonics and the different, your different organs in your body, and the different, what you would call planets, even though they're just moving bodies of energy in star systems. There's kind of, yeah, it all binds together like that. So there was always a framework that was there. It's kind of been written down by quite a few people already, but I mean, ask me a little further. I don't. I mean, obviously, there's a correlation between sounds picked up from different systems, but I think as far as if I'm reading into it the way I'd like to, I don't trust it. I don't trust if it's coming from NASA. I don't care what they say. They're gonna play something that they manufactured on the computer. I don't until I hear that with my own ears from walking outside. I don't want to hear about it. It's completely useless and worthless to me, because I know everything else they've given us is completely dog shit. Like, really. Yeah, Gary, synesthesia's real stuff, man. Gary, you funny as F's with that picture though. Gary. Uh, yeah. Okay, what's your psychoactive of choice, Gary? Zenra, what about SETI? I believe all those organizations have agendas. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a. You got a new left knee. You got jokes too. Mushrooms. Yeah, it looks like there's a mushroom in that picture, huh? uh, what about SETI though, man? I think they're all, illegitimate space agencies. And anybody that who owns all the equipment, the church does. The church owns it. All the telescopes, The Vatican. All the telescopes the Vatican owns. Go to a school. It's called St. John's, St. Joe's, St. Mary's, whatever. It's all church owned. Somebody goes to an institution, one Ivy League school, whatever. That's church owned stuff, my friend. And the church is intimately connected to all of the lies and bullshit we've been told and spread. And so people that always want to claim science is against religion, no, it's not. Astrology and and all of these things going on one side, and the medical establishment, it's all the same thing. It's yeah, the Vatican does own the telescopes. That's what. That's right. Yeah. That's so yeah, so it looks so separate to people, but when you step outside of the cube, the incubation chamber of the planet, when you step out of the globe, which is the snow globe that we live inside of, or you step out of the crystal ball that we live inside of and look down, what you see is two priestcrafts. You see the white priestcraft, and then you see the black priestcraft. You see the people wearing the black robes, which are the priests of the churches, and then you see the people wearing the white robes, which are the priests of all of the church of science, of scientism, and all of their claims of knowing the world through the material sense. Yet it's all based upon the same falsities of things. It's all based upon money, domination, control, patriarchy. It's always the patriarchy. The patriarchy owns the whole thing through the church, which is a bunch of men dressed up as women, wanting to be black, but they're white. It's a bunch of, illusion makers that have set things up as a chessboard everywhere. Everything is that. The land where there are no opposites, where they try to claim everything is opposite. What up, Luem? Yeah, so Zen Ra, just so there's again the answer is this, that the sounds do exist, and all of these things do have correlations, but when we're just handed them and said this is what's going on, you've got to take that with a giant a giant I don't know. I'm sorry, but everything you've ever told us is completely, hasn't been an assist to the planet. All the money that goes into those organizations, we could have done fixed everybody's problems. We could have put everybody on the same playing field. We could have let everybody in on the joke. We could have let everybody in the secret, so we could all just like dance together and hung out, but that hasn't happened. So I immediately go, I can't accept that, and I choose, and I make a choice. If I have any choice at all, I choose not to accept what you're saying. Can I speak about copper, silver, and the benefits of them, and how can one start to introduce it routinely? I don't go too deep on the noble metals. I tend to, with most of my audience, because I think most people aren't to the place of needing to, or that they should be consuming metallic objects of any variety, even though they're noble, even though they're noble metals, and there's plenty of use and benefits to them. But I think most people should be, and this has to do with what I was getting at about magic earlier. If you haven't even been on your bicycle with training wheels, you shouldn't be taking them off and putting on new gears on your bike. You know what I'm saying? And trying to go real fast downhill, because it is connected to how much current is running through your system and how much energy can flux through you. And if you have a filthy, dirty body with a bunch of salts and heavy metals in it, and you start to introduce noble metals, you're gonna be screwing things up. You're gonna be throwing more current into your system, and you're gonna fry yourself out, and you're gonna hurt yourself, quite really. I mean, think about it. What's in it? What the wire in your walls that has current running through it? What's it made of? It's made of copper, because it's conductive. Gold, another conductive material. I mean, there are reasons to consume the silver because it's antiviral, antiseptic, all of these things, yes. And the reason they're very good to consume as well is because they're not going to rust. But most people already have jacked up their blood and jacked up their system so bad, it's actually, in the way that I observe it, it would be doing more harm than good, because when people have rusty, toxic, iron-rich blood with salts everywhere, you're only going to be, and then you throw a charge through that system, you're going to be burning everything out. You're going to be torching your organs. Yeah, I mean, you'll get your kundalini going, you'll get your body going and cooking, but you're going to be doing something that's going to be causing more harm than good. And I don't see the use or the need or the wisdom in consuming any of those noble metals until you're at least at a stage of pretty good awareness and health. And then at that point, introducing them would come through the way that Ayurvedic arts would do it. I don't necessarily think you need to go through the alchemical reduction to produce a monoatomic, but while that can be good and is excellent to do, you could just use the simple art of Ayurveda, which would say take a gold, a silver, or a copper coin and throw it in some boiling water inside of obviously a pan that is not made of iron, that is probably going to be made of copper itself, or possibly stainless steel, or another, you know, another vessel, maybe even a clay pot. So all of those things, or even a teapot, really, and all of those things, introducing just using your coins to boil in there, is a great idea of introducing it to the body. And if you don't go through the process of boiling it, you can always just get yourself a copper mug, copper pitcher. That's a great way to start. Hopefully that did a little bit there to unveil some things for you. Of course, Dylan. That's why you came here. That's how it works. So having too much iron? No, I'm not saying having too much. You need to remove all of the iron. You need to remove all of the iron from your body. You shouldn't have any iron in your body. Especially, I mean, when I say iron, I'm talking about the inorganic variety that's in the cereal boxes. And basically everything that most people are eating in the inner aisles that doesn't come from fruit or vegetables is going to be inorganic. So if you're getting what is considered iron from, say, I don't know what's rich in iron, probably some green plants or whatever. But if you're consuming living plant matter, yeah, that's how you should be getting in your body, because it's called organic, and it has a carbon bond and it's usable by the body. The only metal that should be going in the body that is not of the organic variety would be the noble metals, and there's an even deeper reason for that. And when we get into why those should be used, and we get into the process and idea of what seeds are, and there's something to do with we can run out of certain elements, and those elements that you can run out of are the ones that don't produce seeds. But there's a reason that we should be eating fruits, because they produce seeds, and there's something curious about consuming metals, because there is no seed to a metal. But something very obvious and curious about the noble metals, because they don't rust, or they actually do create what you would say there's a difference between the red bloods and the blue bloods. And there's also even a higher form that I've explained in a lot of my videos about the different types of blood and the way to clean your blood, and the benefit of turning your blood from iron rich to magnesium rich, because magnesium has to do with magnets as well as magic, as well as the mother, and it has to do with how plants make chlorophyll, or not how it makes chlorophyll, but the atomic structure of what plants are and how fast they grow. So there's a lot more to get into that about that sometime. Tungsten. Start boiling it. Start, Natasha, boil it, see what's, and drink the water. I mean, there you go. Yeah, Dylan. Whatever you need, man. Let me know. Whatever gaps in your knowledge you need, but um, you know, there's it might be it might be Oh, you're saying two more Oh, you weren't saying that. I thought you were saying it to me. Two more classes before you can teach Ayurveda. That's awesome. Ayurveda is the stuff, man. Gary, that's awesome. Where do you get your copper foil? And also, if you get any if you get extra copper pots or whatever, man, let me know. I will definitely purchase those from you because I'm using. Are you just online? Shit. Okay, cool. Um, but if you find any copper pots at the flea markets, man, dude, hook it up. Let me know. I'll buy them from you because I don't have any. I can't find any around here. They get bought up real quick. Yeah, wicked, man. You know what's funny, Gary? The picture of you, right beneath the picture of Natasha. It's very funny, like the way that it kind of looks like Natasha standing there with a, with a new knee. Yeah, Dylan, I've never really studied Ayurveda too deeply, but everything else I know, whenever I pick up a book, it kind of just fits in and just, it makes sense in the larger, toe, the theory of everything. Jerry, you got a pretty nice toe there too. So I feel like I went off on a couple tangents there for a couple of people. Did I miss anybody's questions, Natasha? Gary ain't got no questions. He got one good answer for you though. Yeah, you got into that tungsten thing. Interesting though. Huh. Oh, yeah, Dylan, that's the way to go. That's the way I start it, man. It is definitely the way to go. Detox is. T- why tungsten, Tasha? What was the significance of tungsten? Deepak Chopra. It's a, I remember Savan, him and his dude was kicking it one time and just cracking on, like being funny. They called it the Deepak Chop Shop because he's like a chop shop of consciousness, Like he packages up and sells like a made for mass marketing consciousness kind of thing, and it's very funny. Like he got a lot of good to say, no doubt, no doubt for sure. But he is a made for TV MFer. It's a strong metal. Yeah. Well, that was just the significance. They just was like, here, have strong metal, Natasha. Thank you. You have strong metal here for you. AT, yeah. Do I have plans for the future? I try not to make plans for the future, man. It's funny. Like some things I kind of got little ideas about, but I don't know. It's a strange existence having different concepts of different lives running and astral realms and dream worlds and what I think this earth will do, and will the earth ascend? Will the people will is this the new age, the golden age? That kind of idea. Like, is this shit gonna finally is all the bullshit on this planet kind of finally just go, okay guys, enough is enough with this fucking poisoning people. Enough is enough with the fucking, you know, with people with small minds that think they're really smart, getting paid a lot of money to like poison people with like, you know, chlorine and fluoride in the water and poisoning the food, and something's got to give, man. There's that kind of general feeling. I think that's a consensus feeling. So I wonder what that breakthrough or whatever that next step of humanity is, if there happens to be one. Because I understand obviously each of us gets to live through our own state of consciousness, but there is an overarching state of consciousness for the population, for the people, for the planet, for sure. So, like, how long would I want to be here? I don't know. I mean, being immortal is tough enough. So I've gone through these things where, like, because I know how I can anti-age, because I know how to control my the cells in my body to a degree. But then there's also this thing like, man, it's do I got to force myself to age? And forcing myself to age, then I got to get sick. I got to do things that actually make me weaker and make me, So it's a very funny game. It's a very mental, funny, very funny mental, physical kind of game. But I don't know. It's like for what I see it as now, it seems like it's got to be. It seems like it's got to get better. It seems like enough people. It really feels like the 100th monkey is happening. You know, it feels that way. It seems that way. It's pointing that direction. As much as things are kind of, all toe up, and there's something funny, just like how obvious shit is happening on TV, like how fake things are, and like people have to become very aware of this. And there's either going to be a splitting of society where like people are just literally boxed up, caged themselves in their own houses, and everybody else is just out here dancing in the streets, or or everyone's going to wake up and go, oh, man, yeah, we should probably stop eating that shit, and we probably should stop watching the bullshit on TV. That's kind of where I am now, just trying to figuring that out right there. Um, Gary, am I suggesting that you put your silver pieces in boiling water? Uh, I mean, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know that you'd put it in the tea or coffee. Are you suggesting that I put my pure silver pieces in my boiling water that I use? Yeah, sure, man. Absolutely. Just do a quick little research on, or look for a YouTube video on it, on Ayurveda, and basically it's just boiling your if you have pure silver and pure copper and pure gold, and even a lot of the other metals too, of the noble ones. There's not too many of them, but um, yeah, just boiling them, man. I think a good 15-minute boil, and you're gonna get some. You're gonna get at the bare minimum, what is happening definitely for sure is using the concept of, say, Masaru Emoto. I mean, you're going to be changing the structure of the water, even if it's not binding or taking any of the metal. It's going to be structuring the water to some degree. Oh, Luem, eye tincture. The best thing to use as a base is probably your urine, but what you'd want to do is make yourself a cayenne tincture. So for the eye tincture, I would take cayenne, and I would make myself a liquor. I would take a very high alcohol, a high percentage vodka. Everclear if you can get it. If not, you can just get yourself your regular 80 proof or whatever. And as distilled as you can, the best quality you can get, and make yourself a cayenne, a tincture out of cayenne, and then you'd find eye bright, and go ahead and make yourself an eye bright tincture. Or you could boil some eye bright and just make yourself, you could do it every time, whatever. And then you're going to take those, and you're going to take a dropper of that and put it, like, you don't need too much in an eyedropper, mostly distilled water and a drop of that. because you don't want to. It's the cayenne's gonna be hot. The cayenne's definitely gonna. You're gonna know it's in there. I got to the point where I could put maybe 3 drops in. Yeah. Oh, Luam, the tarot video got deleted. Which one? When was that? Oh, for real, you? My other. I know I took one down. I think I took one down just. Uh, Luam, which one was it? How many days ago? Cause I've been doing so many videos, dude. Ah, swords are forged by Natasha. Yeah, like the Luam again. The alcohol. It's not great for the eyes, but a small amount's not gonna, you know, it's just gonna dry anyways. It'll make the eye a little bit dry. But the point is to get that cayenne in there. Dylan Stanton, that's awesome. I'm so glad you got out of the health science medical field and got into Ayurveda. You went from the false path to a truth path. Good, man. Hey, Gary says it's time to start opening love chakras worldwide. Gary, it looks like you're going to be opening up some love chakras. Yeah, I feel like the world is moving that way too, Dylan. I don't know that it's a love frequency because I think the word love is a little overused and misunderstood, but it's definitely moving towards something. Yeah, for sure. Uh, can I go a little more in depth on the infinity walking and labyrinth stuff? And you suggested some sort of fast. I don't remember. Were you talking about yesterday when I was talking to you about this and the fast for? I mean, I don't know really much more to say about like, yeah, the infinity walking is just that's what's got to be done. It's simple walking methodology that requires kind of walking like you're in the army, going around 2 chairs in a figure eight in both directions. And then I don't really know how much more to add to it, and I don't remember what fast I said. But fasting is always helpful, with distilled waters. Are you specifically speaking about your cousin or whatever that we were talking about yesterday? AT, of course. You're welcome. Um, Aged urine for the eyeball. That's some heavy duty stuff. It's gonna be very ammonia rich, so I would use fresh urine in the eye. Yeah, man. You know, Chrono, just I mean, did you look up infinity walking and labyrinths? Just look those two things up. I don't really know much more to say other than they're just two things that need to be integrated. Just doing the infinity walking and walking through a labyrinth is going to be extremely, extremely helpful. It balances the brain out. It makes neurological connections in the brain. And the fasting, um, as always, water fasting is the way to go, man. Adding a lot of probiotic rich foods is very helpful too. That's a good way to start. If you can't convince somebody to do a fast, getting the probiotic rich foods, sauerkrauts and things like that, yogurts, things are going to help move things around and get it out of the body. And then green things to help remove toxins from the brain. And just go re-listen to that last video that I did with you and go a little deeper on that. Yeah. Dylan, you don't understand the concept. Um, Dip into one of my other. I think I've probably done 3 or 4 videos on sun gazing. What more do you want to understand about it? You know, it's kind of like urine therapy, like stare into the sun. I mean, do you want to know more like sciencey idea behind it, or what do you? I mean, the concept is really when you understand that the sun is what it's local, it's close. You understand why you have to look at it in the morning because it's so far away, and then at noon it's really close to you. So you should, when you're extremely healthy, be able to look at it at noon overhead. You should. But most people are so far from health that that's not a possibility. It's doing a lot of things for cleaning the blood. It's working with I believe, your kidneys and your testicles as well if you're a male, because the kidneys are your storehouse for creating everything that would recreate semen, which is actually connected to the nipples, which are connected to the eyes, I'm pretty sure. And so collecting the biophotons and everything that's going on directly through the eyeballs. You're going to do a lot of healing work on the eyes as well as, brain work because the brain's right there. And then the I guess just the larger perspective of what's occurring with it is you're looking into the portal of the soul, the portal of everything. You're getting direct infinite download of the whole light spectrum, where the rest of the time where you're walking around, you're getting a fraction of the light spectrum. By not looking at the sun, you're getting a piece of the sun. Stare at the sun and you're getting the whole thing. And it's very healing, definitely. Yeah, doing it really early is some people say it's best to do it as it's coming to you in the morning, and then it's less good to do it as it's going away from you at night. Uh, I don't really have a preference. I like it both ways. And for me, where I am, like I don't do it often, but when I do, I could stare at it for 15 minutes. I don't care. It might bother my eyes a little bit while I'm doing it. It might give me a little pain, but um, that's just where I am. I would tell anybody else, no, do it for 10 seconds and do it for 20, kind of go through that. Just judge for yourself. Just walk with it and whatever feels comfortable to you. If you can upgrade it, see what happens, if you can do it a little longer. Oh man, Dylan, oh, you just found my channel? Have fun. Yeah. Yeah, Dylan, enjoy. There's there's a lot there. I like there's about 400 videos that I have blocked right now that I haven't put back on. Um, but the other 150 should pretty much cover about everything that anybody would ever want to know about magic, etymology, health, the body, consciousness, memory, uh, ancient arcane wisdom. I mean, you name it, it's there. Oh, that's wicked. Who was it that introduced you to my channel? And Grim Nasty? Wicked. Grim Nasty's my dude. Silicone breast implants. Unhealthy? It would seem so. It seems putting anything in the body that isn't of the body would be. But, I mean, how far can we go? The hows and whys of unhealth. You know, there's a billion things that people do every day that aren't healthy, but I think in the long run, it's probably not the greatest thing. But funny enough, they're probably health. Interestingly, they might be healthier than the saltwater ones, because them saltwater ones, saltwater ain't actually great to have in the body. The silicone might actually be good. Who knows? I never really looked into it, but to get rid of hives, um, You're probably gonna want to do something with a liver flush. You know, you got to find the source of the hives. Skin disorder is going to be, coming down the line through blood, which is kidney, but then the issue is probably going to have ultimately started in the liver. So liver gallbladder flush is probably going to be the best thing to do. Yeah, Grim is chill, man. He does his drawings are great. He's a great artist. Gary, sun gazing is it's definitely more helpful that way. But, once you got a little bit of charge in you anyways, if you already got a decent, you can do it wherever. You can do it driving. You can do it with um you can do it with your shoes on. And then you'll be building up charge though, Gary. Um and at a certain point you're going to want to ground yourself out to kind of balance the charge if that makes sense. Oh, I didn't, Natasha, I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting concept, the connection to the silicone of the trees and the silicone valley and the silica of the trees that and the bamboo that I talk about for growing hair and things. But no shit, implants got tracking numbers. No shit, tracking you by your titties. That's amazing. Uh, yeah, you can. I mean, any part of your body you ground out with, but the easiest is obviously going to be your feet and your hands because of it's the furthest extremities. And because you have so many more feelers in there, you got more like you know, points of contact with the earth or the tree or whatever. I mean, there is something a little stronger and better about putting your feet in the earth, but the tree will work decent. It's funny that there's actually a company now that sells a system that you can plug into a tree. You can take it's basically a little power generator that you plug it in a tree and it gives you power out of the tree because the tree is producing charge and energy. So Natasha, I'm guessing you have tracking plants in your boobies. And Dylan, Grim Nasty, have you seen his stuff he's done on the? It's a recent one he did on the moon and the sun, and it's a drawing he does about the Pac-Man moon. What letter, Natasha? What letter are you up to? Are you failing in school? If you would you be failing in school? Yeah. If a girl's passing in school with her A's, yeah. Yeah, that's his drawings are excellent, man, and that makes a lot of sense. That's a really great way of looking at it. I really like that. It's a great visualization. You're not allowed to live in Cali without them. Seas are where it's at. Seas are definitely where it's at. I get lost in the seas. and uh, and Dylan, yeah, and this other one he does, which I think is amazing. I started adding on to give a better a concept for people, but I drew it out, but I fucking don't know what I did with the drawing now, so I'm gonna have to redraw it. But he does the one about the alchemist holding the tree of life, the and how I used to look at that, and then when he drew it and said, and he's showing it as like really like an alchemical retort with the fire beneath it, and it was a ball rather than saying, hey, here's how the Kabbalah works with the different connections. You know what I'm talking about? It made a billion times more sense. It's like, oh my God, it was such a unlocking mechanism for like, you know, where we probably live and how it all functions. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's an awesome video. I think you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Cali with the, Cali girl. Oh, that's right. You going to when did you say you're going to party in Natasha, when you say you're going to party in Las Vegas? I haven't seen that one, The Alchemist what? I don't think that's what it's called, but it's right around the same time. You should see it. Um, it's just a picture of the Kabbalah, the tree of life. What it would normally look like is just like a picture that has, you know, the circle going up, is a bunch of circles going up, and then the four circles on the left and the right, and the connection through it, um, like straight up or zigzag path. You know that drawing. I thought it was just kind of a mental concept of something, but it's actually truly like a more physical thing. It, when you see it, you'll understand. But they're not just circles. They're actually spheres or balls. They're like cute. They're like globes. A reunion. Oh, nice. A reunion at the Orleans. That's right. Well, you're gonna go to that Orleans, then you have to come to the new Orleans. You're gonna be at the old Orleans. You have to come to the new Orleans. Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully I'll be here if you ever get here, cause there's gonna be a hurricane tomorrow apparently. Maybe there'll be no more Zen house here. Maybe there'll be no more Zen. Maybe everything will get knocked down again. Who knows? You can never tell with what they're planning with these hurricanes, especially when they're modifying things, huh? I'm gonna take a look right now. The Nine Wonders of the World. Yeah, that's what I think it is too. I think it is. That might be it. I'm gonna check out on. I'm gonna check out on this little online situation here and see if the hurricane is coming. Hurricane, you know. Hurry up, Kane. Knock some shit down. Yeah, give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah. Just checking out if there's any updates, and I need to move from where I am because we live in a very flat city, and if it gets flooded here, it ain't gonna be too much fun. Let's see about this hurricane. What's the name of this guy? Ain't got a name this time. What's his name? The Hurricane Frank, Tommy, Sammy, Fred. What's his name? Oh shit. It's Hurricane Nate, and it just did get upgraded. Oh god damn it. Oh shit. It actually is a hurricane this time. It upgraded. Nate, there it is. Well, Gary, it was nice to know you. It got upgraded. It used to be a tropical storm. Now it's and they got a curfew in this town. They got a curfew tomorrow. That's silly. Let's see. And a bunch of the things they put in. They just rebuilt the entire system here, right? With all these new flood things and all these new like machines and all this. Like they just dig up the whole city to put some piping through here. And it broke a little while ago. It broke. I put air quotes around that. It was a joke. Then it didn't really break. They just turned them off. I mean, it's obvious. You don't. And they ain't even got them all working now. And this happened like months ago. There's no way they don't have them fixing. They don't have them fixed. They'd all. So, anyways. And they talking about here. The terribly underfunded. Here, the city's drainage system is terribly underfunded. It's old. The pumping system is old as Calvin Coolidge. And apparently, yeah, so they about to break something here, basically. I mean, I can't really do anything about that. I could stop the hurricane, maybe, but I can't do much about, like, their actual physical pieces of equipment. That I can't fuck with. But I can do something about the air. I can do something. Definitely do something about that. I don't know. I'll sleep on it. I'll see what I should do. Yeah, this is stupid, Jordan. I want my package. But I'm kind of stuck in the middle. I'm kind of stuck in the middle because I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of hurricane. But in another sense, I don't want to see anybody out here all without a house or whatever. That's kind of lame. But the other way, like stopping a hurricane would be pretty cool. Add to my list of cool things I can do. Yeah, Cain's brother, Cain, Abel, Cain, cocaine, hurricane. It's all in there. Hurricane. Dylan, yeah, take a look at the Google that, buddy. It's just beneath New Orleans right now. Oh, Gary, I'm good. I'll be levitating on this shit. It don't matter to me. I mean, if it gets closer and gets real bad, I'll just get a hotel room in a real nice hotel. Zen Chrono, I've been on that too. If I could find myself a woman that was willing to let me lap up some of that colostrum and lactating breast milk, I'd be all over that. I didn't get breastfed either. That's probably my my earlier life obsession with big-chested women. Not so much anymore though. Now I kind of I'm more of an ass gentleman. Yeah, Joe, and I think it'll make it. I think it'll make it because it's coming from where it's not coming from the from where the hurricane's coming. So I think it'll be good. And I trust the United States Postal Service. I'm sure they'll get it here on time. Well, let's start. Yeah, there come Winston. See, I knew he was funny. That is funny, and he got good delivery too. Yeah, well, I'm gonna start asking around. I walk this fine line between being like super spiritual and like uplifting people and being like funny as fucking trying to find chicks that like I just even would like to walk around and be like, excuse me, I see you feeding that baby there, but could I get a suckle on that real quick? Without coming across as a complete fucking lunatic asshole. Like, no, honey, I'm really serious. I would like to have some of your milk. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should, hey, instance, maybe we should hook this up. You know, I think it'd be a fucking serious. I think that'd be serious business because, you start to promote that kind of idea. Like, you weren't breastfed. Here, we can get you a source of breast milk. Like, that would probably do quite a bit of, that's real deal healing shit. I mean, especially if you get into like, I mean, from all levels, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Oh, Zet Chrono. Yeah, of course there is, but it's probably that's some dirty ass nasty black market bullshit. That's some bitch shooting up heroin in the kitchen, trying to pay for, that's what's up. Yeah, and I would only, me too. I would only want to be sucking it off the tit too. I ain't trying to get no second, and that ain't even a sexual thing neither. Just but like, I mean, there would be a little bit, I'm sure, a little bit, but, but yeah, for real, take it straight from the source. Jordan, you know any friends that be willing to breastfeed a an Archon to like a live to breastfeed a living God? You know anybody out there that like still got milk coming out? I don't know anybody with babies. Or else I'd ask. Gary, I just seen your Grapes of Wrath shit. That was hilarious. Yeah, I don't even need to see him, Zet. I could be in. It could be in the dark, man. It don't even matter. And besides, if it was coming like maybe it would be better. Oh, nice. Well, don't no matter about unhealthy, you know, it's usually still going to be producing a decent quality milk, even the least healthy people. Well, just missed it, I guess, just by a couple days. I'm glad we got this conversation. Some people say this is devolved. I think we've upgraded this conversation to finding a source of breast milk for men that need it. It's funny, half the people I would talk to about this shit, they would think I'm completely like just making jokes, and the other half would be like, that's some high level spiritual shit, buddy. And I'm actually just right there in the middle there. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I might just drop some seed at some chick just to get her pregnant so I can get some of that milk. Well, shit. Maybe I do that. Maybe I start just impregnating women. I don't know. Might be a good idea. I ain't never really thought about it before. Wow, that's crazy, Gary. Whoa. Well, Zet, I guess maybe that we might have to get into that. Maybe we could start doing like a taster's choice. We could do like could have like a guide to proper to the breast milked flavors from different races. That's amazing. Am I going to raise the kid? What kind of question is that, Torin? No, I'm gonna leave them all. I'm gonna leave them all out in the. I'm gonna drop them off in the middle of a foreign country and let them just fend for themselves. Yeah, Natasha, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about some little hybrid Zens running around. You trying to hold the seat of a god, Natasha? I've been looking for a goddess, a queen version. You know, dragon babies. Hey, that's fine. We do that. We can make some dragon babies. Man, y'all, I wish I could bring you outside. I mean, I can kind of hear it now, but all the electrical lines and wires, I can hear them. Never heard them before. They're like making all that like about to explode sound. Yeah, it probably would be. It would come out wild, Joe. It would. Yeah, I always wonder about where I came from, though. I mean, being adopted and everything. Sometimes I wonder if I was created in a laboratory, or came from some different species or something. I do have quite a pronounced tailbone. Might have something to do with the tail of a dragon. And considering where I might be from, I don't know. It's kind of strange. How tall are you, Natasha? A sacred sacrum. That's right, yo. It's it's quite pronounced. Natasha, what do you mean? I know, but I'll never tell. You never tell how tall you are? Did you mishear me? Are you like a little shorty rock or something? Is that why? I don't know anything about that Zet Chrono, but you know what? Saiyans have tails? For real? I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about that. I really didn't. Natasha, now I'm confused. Have you been drinking? What do you mean where you're from? I know, but I'll never tell. You talking to me? You talking to somebody else? Am I missing part of these chats in here now? Is this what's going on? Yeah, that's weird. Dylan, I got a very pronounced tailbone, and the way my like my hip to tail kind of ratio. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of sits really high in my back. It's very strange. This is true. Where do I come from? I'm in New Orleans, Natasha. I mean, I came from the Northeast. I traveled through the Northeast a lot. Baltimore is kind of my stomping grounds. Ha ha ha. Man, learning so much about. I need to watch that. I always say I do. I just haven't got to watching it yet. Everybody's like, dude, you need to watch it. It's so good. They turn into giant apes when they look at the full moon. That's crazy. No shit. Dylan, yeah, I mean, you go listen to Arcturus Ra. I mean, my connection to the Arcturians is pretty deep, pretty strong. But then again, then I find myself in all of the other kind of star systems. I find I have quite a connection to them too, but mainly Arcturian. Itashi, you know where I was created? Where was I created at? Arcturus Ra. Arcturus. Arcturus Ra. Check him out. Like real deal, next level. Like I found him a long time ago on a very synced up weird thing, and then I just kind of reconnected with some of his videos a few months back, and they were coming into my consciousness, and the things that I was thinking he was saying as I was thinking it from the video. It was just like and I'm saying for like a couple weeks, like hours and hours of his videos that just insane, out of this world, impossible kind of stuff. Arcturus Ra, this is great. Yeah. Deep down below. Hey, I'm gonna go bring this outside. Hopefully my phone doesn't disconnect when I'm going there, because I want to see if I can hear, if y'all can hear these things. But if it disconnects, I'll link it back up in a second here. Let's see. It was just all staticky a second ago. Oh, here you go. You can hear it? Listen. Want to see if everyone's going to pop or something. Yeah, I'm about to lose my connects out here, so. Oh. Well, oh hell. Damn, it's 3 in the morning. Y'all got me up to 3. What the F? I mean, I guess it's Friday. I guess if I'm gonna be a goddamn shut in on a Saturday night or a Friday night. Oh, Unstance, you know Arcturus Ra, huh? Arcturus Ra, some heavy duties. Where were you created? Where were you created at? Natasha. You were created in a factory down below too. Yeah, he's funny too. He got a big sense of humor. Dylan, when you check out Arcturus Ra, he got a funny sense of humor. The dude used to be I mean, he still does rap, but he was a hip hop head back in Germany. Black dude in Germany. He went by the Germ. He was he be putting out some hot ass shit though. Starseed rap. You know, in fact, watch me go ahead and put some of his. Let me see if I put some of his music on right now. I mean, I don't think I'm. This is gonna get. It don't really matter. It's gonna get shut off anyways. I'm not gonna be able to.
Let me see, let me see. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah. I ain't gonna find any of it right now. 3 in the AM. All right, Natasha. Well, you can hit me on the unpublic forums then. Mother Nature, Natasha. You can hit me on the my Gmail, right? That's crazy, Unstance. Are you out of here, Natasha Robinsons? Have a good night then. Well. Alright, sweet dreams, yo. Have fun in the astral realms. Damn, oh damn. We're about to get... It is almost cruising time, y'all. It's like 3. I'm gonna have to get up just in time for the storm to come through. Hopefully it don't knock shit down. This is fun. I may take guidance from Mother Earth. Do the same. Find myself a nap. Let's check out this weather real quick though. Oh shit. Shitty titty committee. Nah, my windows ain't boarded up. I live in an apartment. Well, I mean everything. There's not too many single houses here. Everything is either like they call them shotgun doubles, like a split house or like a big house turned into a bunch of apartments. I live in apartments, so. And let's see. Oh no, pretty much everything's here kind of built to know that it's gonna. No, not a condo. No, it's like you seen it, didn't you? It's kind of like an old. It's just a big old house that turned into apartments. But everything else is just like two houses, like one house that's split in half. Let's see what these news channels. I wonder who's gonna lie the least on here. I guess Al Jazeera. They'll probably lie less. Who should I trust here? Check out these wind speed probabilities. What we got here? Here you go. That's where it is. Weather bug app. Oh no, this is not Arcturus Rob me. I didn't even turn it on. Yeah. Well, that's gonna be awesome. And the perfect amount of the pink stuff. What's that mean? Let me read what all this crap means. Yeah, I don't like no website. No, it makes it too difficult. Just tell me what I want to know. Show me pictures with colors and give me answers here. Uh-oh. Well, this doesn't. Winds of 75 to 95 miles an hour. Let's see here. Cool. Okay, well. So if my internet goes out tomorrow, I probably won't be on for a few days, yo. As I made the public announcement at the beginning of the show, the only reason that internet will go down, or the capacity to use it, only if it's ground based. If there's anything such as satellites, how the hell is a satellite going to be broken because of water on the ground? If my phone is working, then I should be able to catch it. But because it's all ground based, ain't got nothing to do with satellites. Oh yeah, it's so obvious, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's all comes from the same source. It is funny. Yep. Zet Chrono, that's right. You're from where are you from? You're from Texas, right? You just had a hurricane over there, right? You was out in Houston. Yeah, that's right. What part of Houston you from? Are you like in the city part, or are you like outskirts, or what? I've never been there. Cause you said it just got floody where you were, right? Like flooded out, but not too much wind, or what? No more suburbs, huh? Yeah, suburbs are a crazy place. Uh-huh. Oh, chocolate chip cookie, yo. Well, yo, I think I'm gonna roll out here, take a nap. But if I don't see you, a couple days, it's because shit, internet went down or whatever. So, have a good time. Stay awesome. I'll try to connect with you all tomorrow before the wind hits. Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah, man. Stay awesome.